Hi, everyone. Welcome. We have the Mama Genius Hub crew here right now. We are talking about self-care. Now, Mother's Day is coming up, and we have these ideas of all the things that we should and shouldn't do and all these shoulds. And I really just want to take some time to really talk about what self-care is for each of us. For me, I know coming in, I had this aversion to self-care. And as we were talking about it more, I realized for me, thinking about self-care was really about self-love. I kept thinking of self-care as this cliche or just like that word we always use over and over again. It's losing its meaning. Till I realized, and I was sitting with it, I was like, what does self-care mean? And then for me, I realized it was really just this aversion to self-love and taking care of yourself in a way that is meaningful, not just like thinking about the aspects of, self-structure, getting your nails done. And that's why it was, for me, feeling like this word that was just overused. And so, but when I really took it into me, what does self-care mean for me? And it was really about, how do I figure out what are the things I need to do daily that really bring ritual to my life, not just a routine. Routine really, for me, is a checkoff list. But when we want to talk about self-care, we're talking about self-love. What are the things you can do that show love to yourself daily? For me, it's getting up in the morning and having that cup of coffee. As I'm doing it, I'm either journaling or meditating, or I'm doing something that just brings my awareness to this day. And it's different sometimes every morning. It's not that I have to do the checkoff thing. It became more of a ritual to what is it, the flow of my morning need to be. I want to just be present with myself and see what can I do to get into the flow. It's going to allow me to be more present with my day. And I use that as my focus to my ritual. So I want to open up to others here as well to what is that idea of self-care for you and how do we do more of it?
I know I'll chime in here because it kind of echoes off of yours a little bit. It was for me when I really need to take some pressure off myself. I looked into what are my values and priorities? And what is it I'm hoping to achieve, or like you can say a goal, but hoping to achieve. And then when I'm really clear on that, then I can go through my day. I'm working more focused. It just takes that pressure off. It's like, yes, this is something I really value. This is important to me. This is something that I want to achieve. I prioritize things for what things are most important. Also recognizing those things, I call them putting out fires that you might seem really urgent, but they aren't really that important. A lot of those you can schedule to later so you can keep your focus. It just makes such a difference to me if I'm not working under a whole lot of pressure. This made my path clear, and I've got my whole morning. It's a routine, but it's a way that I can start my day feeling ready, and it makes for a much better day going forth.
I love that you kept the word routine. And I think what it is just find the wording that works for each one of us. There's no pressure. If something feels like it hits you, that's your intuition. And that's the part that you take from this. Take one idea from this entire thing that flows with your mind and body. Find what works for you, not necessarily everyone else. We're here giving ideas and whatever idea flows to you. So who wants to share the next flow of ideas?
My version of self-care is personal development, because there's things that we have to do as women, as moms, as people that we might not enjoy or want to do, but it is how we hold on to the things that we're doing that make them burdensome tasks. Like, I have reframed doing the dishes, mopping the floor, and cleaning the kitchen, and doing laundry. Those are things that I'm serving my family, and by serving my family, I'm loving them. And so those things are not things that I hold on to as these unending tasks that have to get done every day. They're just, it's a thing that I want to do because I want to serve my family that way. I'm complete.
Well, this is Tracy, not Michelle. My children are grown now. My youngest is 29 and I've got grandchildren now. It wasn't until I became an empty nester that I realized how exhausted I was, how completely and utterly exhausted. Prior to being an empty nester, I would do things like get my nails done, get a spa day, and call them self-care. But in hindsight, what I really used those things for was just an escape, just a break, to spend some time on me that wasn't on my children, wasn't on my spouse, wasn't on my very demanding employer. It was not so much self-care as an escape. And so now in my empty nester years, I'm realizing the best thing I can do is the first thing in the morning, get hydrated, drink water. Been dehydrated for 30 years. And then now also getting the sleep. Now that I don't have as like those types of demands on me anymore, finding out what real sleep is and finding out what happens to my energy level when I get that sleep. If I had to redo it all over again, you know what, the house might be messier. There might be some things that go undone, but I would prioritize my sleep and drinking water.
My thought process around self-care has changed a lot speaking with you ladies, because for me, self-care, when you hear self-care, it's always about the spa day or the nails or, I'm going to go pamper myself. And that's never been my thing. As I've listened to you, I've realized my self-care has been my relationship with the Lord, taking him out of the box wherever I was going and whatever I was doing. When I get up in the morning, he is always with me. And we do things together. I need a parking spot. What am I going to wear? Whatever it is, that's my buddy. I've realized my self-care over the years has been staying out of mess, staying out of drama, not being in anything that's going to take my peace. I have walked in peace my whole life, basically. There's been stuff going on, but not to the point where I've lost my peace. And if there's things going on, I remove myself. That has been my self-care. That has been my grounding, keeping the outside stuff outside. It had nothing to do with my nails or any of those other things. Self-care to me was making sure that I was okay mentally and that I could handle those little fires Patrice was talking about, because the fires are always coming. And you hear people say they're waiting for the next shoe to drop. I've never been waiting for the next shoe to drop. I've realized there have always been highs and lows. And if I don't protect my emotions, I will ride that roller coaster along with everybody else. My self-care has been taking care of that.
I love that so much. All the ladies just giving ideas on what self-care means. And I encourage you to think about your definition of self-care, how you can get more into it, especially thinking about Mother's Day coming up, in terms of how you fill your cup so that when your kids are sending you their needs, you're responding, not reacting. Because that's what happens is when we are needing our food, when we need our mental capacity, that's when we start snapping. That's when we start doing those things. And when we come together to get our cups, get that filled first, whatever that means for you. These were different ideas of what is self-care. Take the one idea that sparked from this entire conversation, take that with you to add something to your concept of what self-care is. And if you want more help on that, we will be having a workshop on Friday that we'd love for you to be part of as well. The details will be all in the comments down below to really get into the idea of spending some time with us and your thought process and how to come up with those ideas. Because self-care, you're like, you still have no idea? Come join us so we can talk through this and work through some of that processing and seeing what is actually inside. Sometimes we're all in the fishbowl. We can't, or the jar. We can't read the label or the outside of it. We need each other to read that label for us. That label of self-care might be blank right now because it's hard for you to see what that is until you get some outside perspective from someone hearing your thoughts to help you put ideas into place. What can you do to fill your cup first? So I hope you'll join us. Either way, please take one of these ideas with you to add to your own self-care and being the best mom that I know that we all are, doing our best and out there doing it. And we'll see you all next time.